Hello and welcome back, folks, to another day in the arena. And any of those that you have been around for a little while probably know between my streams and here that Jund has been a pet project of mine in Standard, trying to get just the right mix of everything to make it go up against the big boys just fine and, have a strong fight. Well, I think I got pretty close this time. Coming to the end of rotation, I'm actually happy. I finally got this job done. The mix is pretty good. Anyway, so the idea, basically, with this version of the deck, I said, okay, what are the most deal with me now cards that I can come up with along the entire curve, and then try to, build +1, -1 cards around the rest of the deck at that point. So, at the bottom, we've got Magma Spray for some removal package, so I can deal with them now. We've got a Ballista here as a mana sink, because it's got to be dealt with. Glint-Sleeve Siphoners, we got 3 of them in here. Balancing of cards, you'd like to run 4, but hey, Chainwhirler exists, so it was an easy cut to 3. Anyways, yeah, it draws plenty of cards, so it's a deal with me now card, as you know. Servant of the Conduit, mana ramp, it's kind of a thing you got to deal with. Bloodfast, got to deal with it, and it's a generally good card to have, just some extra card draw thrown into the deck alongside everything else, and not to mention if you get low, then you can start sacking things. Then we got 3 Abrade as part of the rest of the removal package. We want to be able to deal with everything. Jund deals with everything, right? Right, okay. Then we got 2 Harness Lightning, because we're running so much energy, we might as well. It'll just take out anything. Got 2 Captain Lannery Storm for mana fixing. Yes, I know I have Servant of the Conduit down lower on the curve, but Lannery Storm does assist and does have some synergies in this deck, although minor. So we're just trying to have all the mana do double spells whenever possible. That is the thing. Try to get to the double spells, try to get ahead of your opponent real quick. Now, the synergy in the deck happens to be Pia Nalaar, since Lannery creates a treasure on attack, and then you can, if you're in full control mode, you can sacrifice the artifact, bump Lannery, and prevent a blocker. That's the synergy. That's the big synergy, anyway, and usually a way that we get a win a lot of times. Then we have Deathgorge Scavenger. Again, if you're a graveyard deck, you want this dead. That's the kind of thing about it. And if you're burn, you want this dead, because you're exiling creatures to gain life that way. So yeah, you want it dead. We have a token Unlicensed Disintegration. We don't really need that many of them in the deck. I mean, a Harness Lightning will usually kill things as well. So, I mean, just 3 big kill target things low on the curve so that we can deal with bigger decks. We've got 3 Rekindling Phoenix. 3 is good, mostly because we're running 4 Contempts at the same time. So I had to decide which one was going to get 3, which one was going to get 4. And, I mean, we don't have Assassin's Prize, Assassin's Treasure, whatever it is, the best card in the game again, coming out yet, but so we're up at the top of the curve with that. But Phoenix, tough to deal with target, has to command two sources from my opponent at any time, or a Contempt, that kind of thing. So usually requiring 2 sources, so we're going to definitely have them in here as the main thing, because it's got to be dealt with one way or the other. And if they deal with it with 2 sources, then, I mean, that's great, right? You've got a tempo play and a card advantage play. Vraska's Contempt, because it's the best card in Standard right now, basically. It kills anything, and that's what we want. We have 2 Demanding Dragon. I took this over Glorybringer, although it is a very close race between the 2 cards. I mean, which one's better, who knows? Demanding Dragon survives Chandra, so Demanding Dragon won. in my eyes, that's how it won. Is that it has 5 toughness versus the 4. Then we got Vraska here, because just the top end, real nice card at the top end to just slam and swing the game around, because that's what Vraska does. Vraska wins games, and yeah, Vraska wins games. That's all I really have to say, right? Vraska makes stuff, kills stuff, and then kills your opponent. Then we got Vaevictis' Asmadi, which was the first card I started with the deck, trying to see if I could get a Vaevictis deck. And, I mean, we're down to 1 Vaevictis in here, but Vaevictis does work. I mean, it's a 6/6 flying bomb, either way it goes. And if you untap with it, you have the opportunity to take out something really crippling on your opponent's side while doing something other than having a land on the field. So, yeah, pretty good that way. This deck does have a sideboard, although tentative because I haven't gotten a lot of use out of it, but it's generally to shore up a control matchup for the most part and a couple tools elsewhere. So we got 4 Duress for the control, we got 3 Doomfall for the control, we've got a Lost Legacy for Turbo Fog, we've got an Utskin Archer for low to the ground, 1 toughness, red kind of stuff. I actually was happy with this guy. He's a very good anti-aggro card for that purpose. Thrashing Brontodon, same idea. 4 toughness, which is enough to deal with the early threats of red, but also can be slotted into something like a white-blue control so that you can kill a cast out or seal away if they try to kill the Bronto. Then we got 2 Unlicensed Disintegration to shore up a little bit against the green matchup. And then a Carnage Tyrant versus Control and a Banefire versus Control. Control is our tough game 1 sort of thing. Like, we're just going to do some best of ones, but I just wanted to point out Control is a very tough best of 1, so a lot of the sideboard goes towards clearing out the creature removal and putting in a lot of cards that tech against Control. Anyways, let's get in some games and see how the deck does. Alright, we're in. We're on the draw versus Alteza. Okay. Are we Nissa-based? Are we Elf Tribal here? Or who knows? We have an Aether Hub into Servant, which is never a really bad way to start up your color fixing. We also have a Abrade if they start... Okay, it's red-black. That seems a little bit more expected out of a deck like this. We usually have the best of ones matchmaking algorithm automatically set us up like that. That's a kill me now sort of thing. That's an easy way to set it up for now. So we'll just take out Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. We don't want our opponent having that right now. Enjoying some lovely tea at the same time. Okay, so our opponent has decided to... this is a risk if they're Supreme Willing us right now. But they are not. Okay, so we get our energy back. We had the hub on backup, the second hub, so there was no real risk. What's our opponent throw at us? Bolus. That feels like a Contempt target, but it's a Contempt target, isn't it? It's a Contempt target. Okay. Ditch the land. We still have Rekindling Phoenix any way it goes, but for now, I guess we can Contempt Bolus. Get him out of here. We don't want you around here. We don't like your kind around these parts. Even though we have a dragon of our own. Depends on how many bolus our opponent has. That might cripple us slightly. Just have to find... Oh my goodness, you've got another one? Well, Whirler Virtuoso. Never mind, we're fine. Okay, so... I think we just Demanding Dragon. I mean, if he wants to spend energy to sacrifice a token, by all means, then he doesn't have a flyer to block it, so fine. He takes the 5. Even better. Alright, no attacks. Check creatures in my yard. There's none. And there's 1 creature in their yard. Okay. So we'll just send you over, you create a blocker, blah 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 blah. This almost feels Gear Hulky right now, which is fine, I guess. That doesn't bother me too much. How's our mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay. Can we do this right? We can. It takes all our energy to do this. So, fine. Deathgorge Scavenger. Yeah, we're going after the Glint-Sleeve. Oh, I just realized that Servant of the Conduit was how we wanted to do it. My bad. Servant of the Conduit, we should have tapped for mana so that we could colorless the Aether Hub. My bad. Is this a fatal push of some? No, he doesn't get fatal push out of this deal. Except for the dragon. What's he doing here? Vraska's Contempt on the Deathgorge. That's how much hatred's going for that right now. We're still taking the action, though. That might be setting up for Gear Hulk play, though. I get that feeling. Like, that's totally a Gear Hulk Contempt. No, it's a Glimmer, and my opponent doesn't have an answer. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll get a Rekindling Phoenix down then. Feel pretty good about that, unless he has exactly Essence Scatter. Oh, he made the energy for the blocker. I get it. Fair enough. I fear another bolus, so we're just going to do this. Our opponent's playing a very controlling set of cards from everything right now. Like, he's got the removal, and then he's only drawn 3 creatures? Well, I suppose 3 creatures is still something. Let's see. Where's the difference? Well, the lands are about the same. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why my opponent has infinitely more cards than I do right now. I suppose Bolus has something to do with that. And those. Alright, well, force another Demanding Dragon. Demand an answer. If he's got Essence Scatter, fine. But, I mean, we still got these on the board. There's the Gear Hulk. Glimmer, you say? And does not cast the Glimmer. He forgot to cast it. So now he's got to sacrifice something if he really wants to stay alive. Yeah, okay, we got him in our spot where we want him. But that also tells me, like, he didn't target Vraska's Contempt here, which tells me something. Yeah, there's an oops. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed. Alright. Send him on in. I mean, he might have lucky answers for all we know. Maybe. Then send and send. There's another Gear Hulk that can get the Contempt, but is that enough? Actually, it is enough. Pardon me. Alright, at 2. I'm just going to drop the Rootbound Crag. Like I said, Bolus really doesn't help us right now. We still have 2 targets. We had to Gear Hulk out that Contempt, but he might have more. Oh, this is a definite mid-range battle, if any. That's for sure. What's our opponent looking at here? The dude that makes dudes? You're going to need a second spell beyond that, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking another Virtuoso. He was thinking the same thing, but he might not be able to do multiple things. He's out of energy, so he has to really decide how he wants to go about that. Because Crypt of the Eternals doesn't allow him to do double black and Vraskas while having a Virtuoso. And he's done. That might have been what he had. Alright, we're on the play versus Daft Square. We have a Bloodfast on 2. Our first removal is Vraska's Contempt. It's a tough one. Tough sell, this hand. Real tough sell. I'm going to just have to push it back. It'd be too slow. If we're Bloodfasting for lands, yeah, no, not on the play. Oh, come on. Is this where we're going right now? Well, if we get a land, and we do, we can hopefully ride some Glint-Sleeve Siphoners. Hopefully. Find out. Lannery Elves on the play, 0 removal in our future. Just have to do our best. Hopefully the Glint-Sleeves will do work. Turn 2 Steel Leaf. Not a problem from our opponent. Okay. Pia Nalaar doesn't block Steel Leaf. That doesn't feel like it's really that impactful. I think we just jam all the energy we possibly can onto the field and try to get something down like Phoenix to block Steel Leaf. Which we're going to need the extra cards just to get the mana to get Phoenix down. Yeah. Heart of Kirin, okay. It's an alternative threat, that's for sure. Alright, let's see what we can get here. Harness Lightning is good. Canyon Slough is not great for us right now. Alright, well. Send the boys in. Girls, whichever. And we'll use some of that energy to blow up Steel Leaf right now. And this went through. And we still have enough energy remaining to draw a card. Want to try to keep the pressure on against potential, I'm looking at Vaevictis, Galta. Yeah, you got it, opponent. It feels like the full control mode right here. That is the full control mode. Yeah. He's getting some beats against us. Once we get this Phoenix down, we should be okay-ish. Doesn't care about the Glint-Sleeve Siphoners coming in. Unless he's got a couple more things coming in. Nope, just green belt. Okay. Although we do have to be kind of concerned about that. How much do we want to be attacking in? What are our options that come in? Okay, Glint-Sleeves abound. So, based on that energy supply, we'll send one in. Just in case. And I guess we can Phoenix Siph, or we can Pia Siphoner, then Phoenix. That puts a lot of bodies onto the field. And we don't need all the Siphoners. We just need enough to get a turnaround of the game. Maybe it's not Phoenix right now. While we're taking incidental damage from all these other things while we're at 8 life. So we'll try to play a very defensive turn with what we have here. If we can. So we'll see what happens anyway. I suppose I wouldn't have even needed to attack with Glint-Sleeve, but I mean that option might come up later. That we could do it next turn for all we know. I mean, it could turn around. Impulse is a good sign for us. He's relying on the top of his deck at that point. It's a Branch Walker. So the options weren't that great with a little bit of pause. We'll see what he comes up with here. Yeah, Heart comes in. Got it. Verdurous Gearhulk. Ouch. Alright. That's a big boy. I mean, we could still block Heart. That's fine. If he drops it on Gearhulk, then we'll have a tougher time of it. Nope, he's going to split the difference. Okay. Block 6 damage. We're going to need to block what we can here. And hopefully get a really good action here. So we get a land, that's one thing, and another land. Now, what I would have liked, a little bit more impact than that. So we've got a 6/6 in the air, 6/6 on the ground. We can defend 6. It's going to be tough. We can drop the Phoenix for a little bit of permanent protection, but how long does that go for? Is Vaevictis going to be enough? That's the trick. Can Phoenix get us there? Can Vaevictis get us there? Tough call. I mean, there's a choice to be had here. Let's drop all our basics so we have all the colors. So, send it in with 6. If we were to block with the guys on the ground, then we take 2... Or we block with 3. Let's say we block with 3. He has no blossoming defense, although Haship Oasis exists. Which is tough. In fact, Haship Oasis is probably going to kill us. So, maximum defense? This is not good. Max defense. Hope for a removal spell to show up sometime. But I don't think we got this one. Like an Abrade at any time there, you know, any removal spell in our removal heavy deck might have been able to pull it off. But we need the Vaevictis to match up to the Verdurous right now. Unless he, like, we gotta follow where the deserts go, sadly. And he's got 2 deserts, which doesn't make it easy. Like, if we top deck an Abrade, then we're doing great in our next turn, because we can kill Heart or something like that, and drop a Phoenix. So we just got to get through this turn, depending on what our opponent sees. They're looking for lethal, so we got to be really careful. They may have it. Oh, I mean, they most certainly have some sort of line, I'm sure, that I don't really want to take the time to look for. I'll look for it in blockers when he finally makes his moves. But I mean, it's Hash Up Oasis or Creature to Crew Heart. As far as I see it right now. Although he could Lannery Elves the Branch Walker out, that could cause some issue. Anyways, there's a 9/9. There's the Branch Walker. We hope for a land here. Eh, it's not a land. Gross. He keeps the Blossoming Defense on top. But that was what we were hoping he would not run into. That's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can block 5. So Vaevictis, if we were to just block a whole bunch here and a whole bunch here, where would we sit? Like, I mean, like this. 6, 7, 8, 9. Single blocker here. We stay alive, but we don't stay alive to the Hash Up. But, I mean, do what we can. Like I said, we're relying on some miracles at this point in time. And Aether Hub is not a miracle, it's an absolute failure. Oh well. Alright, we're in against Tripper on the play. We have lands this time. Sounds good. So we have Glint-Sleeve plus Harness Lightning. It's a nice little combo. So we can slew into Aether Hub, which is a nice combination to unlock all our stuff with full energy. And our opponent starts out with a Bomac Courier. Wonderful. So these glint sleeves are terrible right now. We can throw them in front of things. Like, I'll throw this glint sleeve in front of that Bowmat Courier any day of the week just to stop all damage, because we got a Rekindling Phoenix that should cause some trouble, especially if our opponent decides to fire removal at glint sleeve. We can kill this Bowmat before he really gets ahead on things. So let's see how, let's see if he wants to play chicken. I mean, that's fine by me. One card advantage engine killing another. Oh, beautiful. So, spray your Scavenger. Yeah, that exists. And Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. Let's see how he wants to turn this around now. Now we have plenty of energy, so we can drop a Phoenix, which ought to make it a little tougher for our opponent. On Crop Crasher, our opponent is ignoring that we're even here, but he'd have to exert that through. No blocks. This one we want to keep. We want to get the energy, the cards. We want to just turn this whole game around, and that's not a bad card. Okay, so this is a problem, so we're going to kill the On-Crop Crasher now. It's the Servant of the Conduit that made this play accessible. Okay. Finally get some damage in. We have a Contempt for a potential Hazoret. They have a Chandra. If they plus mana into a removal spell, we're not doing that great. If they minus, then we kill it. We kill it. Nice. That also might mean he has another one, which means that I'm going to diversify targets right now. Put lots of targets out there, kind of beleaguer them, and then throw out the Phoenix. So it's either Contempt or Phoenix, depending on what he plays this turn. But he's at 5 mana, and every person that's running a 1-of Glorybringer and a 1-of Chandra has it on turns 4 and 5. So, I mean, there you go. Soulscar's interesting. With Chainwhirler, that's a little gross. Alright, well, that just happened. Okay, well, my opponent thinks that they're the king of everything right now, so that just, yeah, that happened. Phoenix. Our opponent has turned the game around because they had the lovely little combo there. Don't see that too often. There is Hazoret now. We're just going to throw something in front of it. Okay, you're telling me you might have removal. I mean, a Soulscar Mage says Wizard's Lightning or Shock is available. We're just going to stop the Hazoret right now. We still have energy, so Servant of the Conduit could potentially do work. Anyways, we're going to clear that Hazoret. How much do we clear it, though, is the question. Can we turn this game around by starting to swing? I don't know. But I think that maybe we should wait to combat in case that's another Hazoret, because that's what this kind of deck owns, is multiple Hazorets in hand. It feels that way a lot. So I'm going to take that chance. Okay. Combat and Contempt. Sends only the Chainwhirler. I mean, we gotta just find a way to deal with that thing. And that is not how we deal with that thing. Deck, come on! Deck, come on! Oh, that's the curse of Jund. Just when you think you've got it, it turns it right around and draws you a land. Told you they had another Hazoret. Told you. Knew it. They always have the best draws. So now we just gotta really hope for the best here. Like, nothing here helps. Whatever. Makes no difference. We drew lands, our opponent drew Hazarets. Stop drawing lands at 5. Other than this one that he got the opportunity to pitch. But let's see if he's got the shock to go with it. I mean, our opponent seems to have everything. Not today, though. Demanding Dragon, are you my hero? I don't think so. I mean, when you just need multiple Vraska's Contempts, because your opponent draws the one card that in red that should have been banned a long time ago when it was a problem. It's not a problem anymore because decks are rounded out, but still, there was a long time when it should have been. In my personal opinion. I'm just going to drop this land. Whatever. We're so boned right now. And we don't really have the ability to answer this Chainwhirler easily. Bomat Courier is what he says he has. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can come through. He knows he's got some flexibility there. Because I have to block the top ones, he can swing with all, and he'd be just fine. He'd lose the Chainwhirler. He knows it, I know it. I can just rely on top decks mostly, but let's kill this Chainwhirler. Let's have a body -1 on the board right now. Okay, we got 2 turns. What can we pull? Vaevictis. Okay. Based on the looks of the field right now, I have to send in some damage. Vaevictis is amazing right now. Amazing. Because we can force him to sacrifice the Hazaret. But well, he doesn't have the mana to ditch both cards under Bomat, so that's another thing. So he has to draw exactly Burn along with it. Okay. So we just had to force some damage in there. Some. So that we have a strong chance at killing him next turn if he doesn't draw exactly what he needs here. So he can bin his card, and he can sack to Bomat, but he needs a burn spell from it. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. So we just got to stay alive, so we're blocking max damage here. Max damage. So Phoenix goes in front of that. If it dies, so what? And the Vaevictis is going, I want to stay alive no matter what, so we're going to do that. Just hope for the best. I mean, if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. Okay. Lightning strike away from him, death. Although, Hazaret does have the options. He can pitch. It's close. It's real close. That Hazaret was a little too strong. And, of course. Alright, we're in. We're on the play versus Long Name. And, okay, Mono Red. We're playing Mono Red today. How's this mana curve work? If we play on 1, we have Spray open. And then Sheltered Thicket potentially on 2 that way. It doesn't really matter too much, but hey, whatever. P2 Lava Runner. Goodbye! No quarter! We don't get a 2-drop, so we Sheltered Thicket now. Just stop damage in its tracks right there. Just no. No damage. Playing against all the red today. Viashino Pyromancer, kind of expected something like that might occur. Okay, Rootbound Crag seems good. Aether Hub assists us for potential double black if we need a Contempt. Yeah, we can go that route. Lannery down. That gives us our secondary option for that. So if we could drop a Pyromancer into it, let's like... Okay, yeah, I figured he's going for max damage. Meanwhile, we've got a Demanding Dragon next turn, which, last I checked, Keld Red doesn't have much game against. I mean, they could probably do a removal combo with it, but still. And even so, with that, beyond that, we still have Pia Nalaar, which it makes for some crappy targets from our opponent. Chainwhirler, you say, huh? I mean, that exists. Oh, look, black mana. Do I really want this? Yes, no, I want Pia Nalaar. This one's much more fun for me to work with. Okay, combat, attack, full control, swing, resolve. Target a creature, you. Okay. Yep. Okay, full control is over. So we'll cancel that. Sacrifice an artifact. Boop. Cool. So that's a little combo there. We managed to sneak in some damage. I want to wait one more turn before firing or committing to this Vraska's Contempt. Our opponent is on Mono Chainwhirler, which is annoying the ever-living out of me right now. Our opponent's going to go on the full offensive. We're going to trade in Pia Nalaar here. And then upgrade our everything. Stop some damage. That's not bad. In fact, that's pretty good right now. So we can Abrade a Chainwhirler. And then we can get rid of this Chainwhirler as well. Gain some life. Lannery grows. Send in some damage. Try to get his life total down to a point where Demanding Dragon gets a little scary. And which it is now. He's got too many cards in hand for Hazoret to be a threat. He's going to strike the Lannery. Okay. No creatures to say. How about Demanding Dragon then? Nice, you managed to kill my Lannery. I managed to kill you. That said, this is our last threat. If he manages some double spell shenanigans, it's not going to be great. Chainwhirler is not what he needs there. Okay. And we've got a spray. That doesn't matter. Send in the damage. Hold up the everything. Basically, everything. Uh-huh. Yep. Well, let's just reveal that we win then. How about that? There we go. Cool. Okay, we're on the draw versus Kazaki. I'm guessing that's the name. And I guess we got some cheap stuff to start with here. Yeah. And by divine providence, our deck said, screw you, Lannery elves. Heart. Yep, you got it. Harness Lightning's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. I'm gonna get the Glint-Sleeve down, kind of have that engine going at the same time. And just to make some energy so that we can do what we need to. Ronus, you say? Mm-hmm. That's a Ronus. That exists. Okay, draw. Alright, it's not looking great. Past the turn, we're going to Harness Lightning that heart. And hope that he doesn't have Blossoming Defense and just all the things. Yep. Don't Ghalta me. Do not Ghalta me. You're gonna Ghalta me. He's Ghalting me. There's not much I can do in the way of priority there. I wish I could, but can't. Fire all the energy at this thing. And then just hope for, I guess, Swamp. Top deck. Yeah. Okay, that works. That works. That works for us. Well, actually, we had the Swamp. What am I talking about? I'm looking at the Aether Hubs like I need to double up. Anyway. Opponent is keeping us busy with, like, the nuttiest draw ever. Alright, now he's playing his not-so-great stuff. Thank goodness. Whew, got through it. Alright. Sand, Blossoming Defense would suck here. If he's got it. If he's got it. But I think we could still get through it. He's got a Blossoming Defense. Yep. I mean, I guess. It's not being used against me right now. Let's get a Servant down. Let's get our mana situation and all our energy just perfect right now. Okay. So the idea is hopefully get Vraska down and get some work done here. Take action, please. Vraska's Contempt. That's really good. It's land. Alright, let's see if we can trick our opponent here. Let's see if they try to do the same thing. I'm just going to kill this. I don't need Ronus around anymore. But this is maximizing the odds that we get it anyway. Cool. Thorn Lieutenant has a little while before it can do... Oh, come on! Ah! Alright. You're cute, aren't you? Take action. Okay. So with that, screw you hippie, I'm coming in with everything. And I think we just kill the Thorn Lieutenant and have it out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, sure. At least you're stuck with a 1-1 and not something that can punk me out. Oh, I could have set up a Lannery. No, I can't set up a Lannery very well here. Another Thorn Lieutenant, that's fine. Want to play games with our opponent for a little while here. That's good. That's not. Really, anyway. We'll take it anyway. It's some basics that we need right now. So we still have energy going. Our opponent doesn't have enough mana for the Ronus, for what it's worth. if we were to drop Phoenix, it just bounces with the Ronus, right? And then that creates an air force that he has to concern himself with. Or we can Vraska, and that doesn't do anything really. Not really. Not nearly as much. I would like to do more, but we've been using our energy as fast as we've been getting it. Let's just drop a 5/5. He can sacrifice the 1/1, but that gives him less things. That makes Menace much easier. So now we can attack with the Glint-Sleeve, unless he's got a trick. Got him. Trying to keep him under thumb here, and it worked. That's all I was trying to do, is just kill the bodies, kill all the bodies. And, you know, if he drops a bomb, whatever. Our opponent had a great start there. It just so happens that we top deck like a champ there. But anyways, that is the deck, and like I said, it goes up against some mean stuff, and it'll come close on some of those tough matches. As you saw, it was just, we were very close on some of them, and then others we were just dominating. So, I mean, there you go. It went against some tough matchups, and I'm really happy with the way the deck's turned out. It's not always going to land you where you need to be, but, I mean, that's mid-range for you. Sometimes you'll just draw a land top deck, and other times you'll draw everything you ever wanted. But anyways, I'm happy. I finally got this pet project done before rotation. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'm sure some of you have some of these awesome cards floating around to try out, and I mean with 1s and 2s of the top end, and then, you know, some of the staples are all throughout here. I'd say that a good chunk you probably have at least a piece of this to try out, and I highly suggest it. It's definitely a change of pace. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Take care, and bye-bye.